when you grow up thinking, I have to behave, I have to be a certain way, we start to become something we're not. So very few of us ever feel like we can be our authentic selves and be loved for who we are. In fact, very few of us even know who we are, because we wear so many different masks. Because we're one person at work, we're one person with our family, we're one person as we're a mother, we're one person if we're, as a wife, and then we go out and have dinner with friends and we're another person because with these people I behave like this. And so we have learned to play different personas in order to fit in, because the one thing as human beings that we all desire and crave fundamentally is to be seen, heard, and validated. So if we look at that, like, that's what we're craving. What are we really craving? We're craving connection. Yeah. We're craving deep, soulful connection. But if we are not connected to ourselves first, we can't have authentic connections. We can't. Like, that's the one thing I learned through all the years is like, before I really started loving on myself, and I can say that now and not feel bad. Like I used to say things like that and it would like a strong, my inner highway of stress would light up. I feel really discordant and I'm like, you are saying shit that you do not align with, lady. And so now I'm like, I do my very best, and I'm still a work in progress, to love on myself. And I have no problem saying that now. I'm 45 years of age. I am certainly still a work in progress, but I really love the person I've become. And I've worked hard to get here, really hard to accept myself as a human being who is doing her best, who's full of flaws, but also full of amazing gifts too. And I think when we start to love on ourselves, when we start to watch our patterns, our beliefs, our behaviors, how we speak about ourselves, start to really become acutely aware. Like I'm in recovery from alcohol and drugs. I have 8.5 years now. And I realized that one of the reasons I loved, thank you. One of the reasons I loved having a glass of wine in my hand was because I was deeply uncomfortable, at events. You'd have to go to events in my business all the time or networking. I just don't like it. I don't like small talk. Anybody who knows me is like, you want to go in? Let's go deep. You want to go deep? We're going to be best friends. But small talk makes me really uncomfortable. So for me, even having a glass of wine in my hand was like a little cuddle buddy or, my little partner in crime. And I felt so much more confident, and a couple of glasses of wine inside me. Now I could relax. Now I could kind of interact with people. So I didn't like those events. And so when I got sober, I stopped going to those events and was like, you don't have to do these things if they don't resonate with who you are. I'm very good at being around people that I love, and I'm very good at sitting beside people and having real conversations. I'm not good at like talking about the weather and this and that. I'm just not. And it's like, and I know that about myself now, which is amazing.
Yeah. Well, I'm exactly the same way. I avoid those surface level conversations as much as possible, but it starts to bring a divide between you and your relationships when you finally realize, like, I'm just not going to be that person. Like you, I mean, I would gravitate towards a glass of wine, a bottle of wine, a couple bottles of wine very easily because I could show up in a way that's more fun, Courtney, more relaxed, Courtney. It's like you put that mask on to be something else. And even now, I rarely drink. I mean, I'll have a glass of wine with a nice dinner type of thing because I want it, not because I need it. But I've also taken myself out of those social scenarios like you're talking about, the small talk areas. I mean, I think where I really went deep with my wine or my drinks was in college, where I wasn't being seen for myself. I was uncomfortable. I was on my own for the first time. And stepping into a version of me was like, who am I? Like you said, we want to be seen and we want to know who we are, but how do we get to know that person? Because I masked it for years. I'm 41, just finally giving myself permission to step into who I am. And not everyone likes to see that.
No. And that's the thing, because we have this deep desire to be accepted and to be
Yeah.
liked. And
Hmm.
so any hint, I work with a lot of teenagers too, and any hint we get of not being liked, we immediately go inwards and think, I have to change something about myself. And that's not the
Exactly.
right way to do it.